Well, it is 11 o'clock and we are recording. Welcome everyone to the Power Half Hour. Today we have a very special guest, Norman Kinsey. He's helped over 2,500 agents increase their production with the Liftoff Agent program. I'd love to learn more about your story and how you can help us through your program. And let's talk a little bit about the technology and how it can help us as well. Well, without further ado, Norman Kinsey, hello.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone's having an absolutely amazing day today. I'm very honored and blessed to be able to serve everyone. And I'm a first timer, so I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was just going to be a John. And I'm like, oh my God, we got an audience here. All right.
We are live.
I like this. This is super cool. This is awesome. I gotta love it. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. And, I was on your podcast and we talked a lot about tech. So I do want to touch about that today, but do share with us, who are you and what do you do?
Yeah, definitely. I love that. So I'm an entrepreneur at heart, started working at 13 and just started working for other people and saw that I wasn't really seen as an asset and wanted to do something for myself. And so I started a concierge service, and the concierge service rapidly evolved into an online marketing service, super random. If you looked at my bio or checked me out online, you would know that I called 350 agents to come up with a solution to serve an industry. And the industry just happens to be real estate and realtors. And so after calling 350 agents, I found out 3 commonalities. Agents want to be different from their colleagues. They want control with their tools and their website and their CRM from broker to broker. And they also want the same support as a top producing real estate professional. And I found out a couple of cool stats. The average age of a real estate professional is 57, average buyer is 34, 90% of the transaction volume is done by the top 10% of real estate professionals, which then means a lot of these real estate professionals are asking their children or they're asking their nieces or nephews or whoever how to get on social, how to use tech, how to differentiate themselves with basically this TikTok of the world. So it's been a blessing. I mean, from where I started to where I'm at now, I now have a team of 9. I have 4 people in the Philippines, going to be hiring another 3. I got 5 people here in the States. We have about 135 plus agents in 10 different states that we serve. And I was from California, and I have a wife and a beautiful daughter who's 2.5. And we were part of that mass exodus out of California, moving here into Arizona because we were just like, we're done. And with technology and with Zoom meetings like this, as we are international, I'm in the States, and I know, John, you're over there in Canada, it gives me that opportunity to be able to meet like this, be wherever I want, and enjoy the fruits of my labor a lot quicker. And I didn't have to take out too much money from the company side to be able to reinvest back in, but then live the way I want to live now.
Yeah, that's amazing. We've never met in person, just so everyone knows.
Yes.
We've met solely on Instagram, and here we are talking again on Zoom.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your program. Are you just solely helping agents with marketing through technology, or are there other, platforms that you help on?
Yeah, definitely. So our whole philosophy at Liftoff Agent, and there's a lot of individuals out there that are getting phone calls, emails. I mean, who here, I see a couple people sharing their screen, raise a hand or put it in the chat. Who here has got an email, a phone call from a vendor or a service or someone who's trying to offer you something? Everyone, right? I get phone calls too, right? And sometimes it gets so frustrating because this is the thing. If you're a real estate professional and what sets people up for success is goals, right? If you have a clear direction and a clear goal and a clear understanding of where you're going, like if you segment in 10, right? You segment in 10, you say, I'm going to wake up with this today. I'm going to have an amazing day. You put on your bow tie, you put on your pants, you put on your shoes, whatever it is, put on your tie, like John Tsai, and then you say, today's going to be an amazing day, right? You just put that out there into the universe. What you put out and how you show up is what you get back. And so what we've really realized in this real estate community is that there's a lot of people trying to offer services to agents, right? There's a lot of top producers that aren't using technology. There's a lot of new agents that want to use technology to compete with the top producers. There's Zillow, who's trying to, an open door and all this automation that John might want to touch on here in a little bit, that's trying to take over our jobs and trying to automate the process. And so what we've came up with at Liftoff Agent is a single solution, one point of contact to help you all maximize your online marketing exposure. And how we specifically do that is we get you focused. Who's your ideal buyer? Who's your ideal seller? And what is the area that you want to serve? And I'm going to give you 3 books to think about that ties into this whole philosophy we have at Liftoff, is that if you segment out who you want to work with, and if you're on social media posting anyways, why not just post random content, just listed, coming soon, just sold, market stats? Specifically get focused in who is your target: first-time home buyer, move-up buyer, relocation, empty nester, for sale by owner. So the first book is the 7 Triggers to Yes. It states that if you do something for someone else with nothing, you have no reserve, you don't want anything in return. You just want to serve, support, help, and give good content. So if you get focused on your ideal, say, client, and you post good content that ties into the 7 Triggers to Yes, that can tie into the next book, which is the compound effect. Once you start the momentum and the ball rolls, it gets bigger, 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 bigger. And then last but not least is the 7 Triggers to Yes. And so that ties in with the book as well I just talked about, where if you do more to serve and support and give, you'll get more back. And that ties into, like, if you focus in an area, what is there to do in your area? And there's so much video content everyone in this room can film around ideal restaurants to go to, ideal parks. What is there to do in the summer? What is there to do in the winter? What's the best movie theater? What is there to do in your local community? So you could be a local community expert, which is an authority. So what we do specifically is we do your brand, we do your website with lead pages targeting your ideal buyer, seller, and area that you serve, and make sure that your social media is all consistent around that. And then we help with listing automation, YouTube video automation, and running ads, so you can then start to be able to pour rocket fuel, no point intended, Liftoff Agent, to really be able to lift off what you're currently doing, get more focused, and have a clear direction. And we help you specifically with what type of video should you be filming. We don't edit, we don't do any of that. We don't do anything other than just the thumbnail, write the copy, get the video out, make sure it's on your website and social. But we really want to just help this community and help agents in general, like, be able to differentiate themselves and do something that technology can never do, because people forget what you said and did, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. And we all have that in us to make someone feel something, because that's a part of our legacy, because no one will forget that. And technology is cold. It's not going to make you feel anything. It's just going to get the job done. And that's where we want to help at Liftoff Agent be able to give everyone that opportunity to differentiate themselves, get more focus, and have more success from an online standpoint.
That's phenomenal service that you have. And so my next question is, just touching on what you said.
Yeah.
I have a friend, Lee Marcus. I went out to see him. I don't know if you know this guy. He's a top producer down in Chicago. And when I went to shadow him, he said, get as much as we can today, because Zillow and the Redfins and the Purple Bricks of the world, they're going to take over and we're going to be out of a job. Right. And I got so scared. He's like, I'm going to get as much as I can, sell as much as I can in the next 5 years before this all just crumbles. But yeah. I think you have a little bit of a different view on that. What's your take on that? Technology taking us over?
With 90% of the transaction volume done by the top 10% of real estate professionals, what's happening is that I see that not technology will take over our jobs, but that we're going to have to set the bar higher. I mean, I had clients that have been in the business for 30 plus years. And as soon as COVID hit back in 2020, last year, they did not even know how to transact a deal without meeting someone in person, right? So you're talking, you don't know DocuSign, you don't know Zoom, like email, phone calls, there's so many ways to do it. And that's scary, right? For someone to think technology taking over my job, what am I going to do? But I believe that what it's going to do is it's going to raise the bar higher, because there's people out there that are getting in the business. This is why 90% of the transaction volume is done by the top 10% of real estate professionals. Because the thing is that when you have someone that's coming in to do it part-time, they're going to do a deal here, they're going to do a deal there, or they're not really focused the way they need to be focused. Well, technology is going to give you a run for your money, which is going to make you have to get more focused. It's going to make you differentiate yourself. And there's a couple things we harp on at Liftoff, and I would like you guys all to take note on this, is SOP. Okay. This is the first one. Standard operating procedures. Okay. KPIs, key performance indicators, and focusing on income producing activities. I had an agent who was on Real Estate versus Tech. She just signed up yesterday. I have a huge event coming out at the end of the year that I will be talking to Tsai to about. And so what she did was she put together a standard operating procedure and she wrote down every step of the process when someone works with her from the buy side and the sell side, right? And she said, okay, now I'm too busy. Her first year in business, she did 50 transactions, by the way. She's going to be our co-host for this event. She's a powerhouse. She's over in Tucson, Arizona. She's about 2 hours from me. And she said, okay, I have, these standard operating procedures. I don't like doing this anymore. I'm going to hire a buyer specialist. Okay, here's a standard operating procedure. This is what you need to do. Right. So when you think about being able to, because there's a difference between working on your business and working in your business. And we have to like segment and compartmentalize. So we need to look at like, okay, what am I doing when I'm working on the business? I'm writing offers, I'm going out to brokers tours, I'm making phone calls, I'm doing all these things. And that's like working like more in it. And then on it would be like, hey, social media, postings, website, ads, automation, because we're all saying things to our clients over and over and over again. And whatever you repeat yourself over and over and over again, saying the same thing, that's where technology is going to try to disrupt and take your business or take your job away, because whatever you repeat over and over and over again, that's where an algorithm and a system can be able to multiply or duplicate your activities. But you can't forget, they'll never take away that personal touch. So our whole goal at Liftoff is to be the #1 marketing positioning agency and set an industry standard and innovate this industry. So when you think about Zillow, you think about Redfin, you think about Amazon, think about Liftoff for Amazon. We're going to be Amazon for the real estate community.
That's very interesting. So that gives me a little bit of a sigh of relief. So we're not going to be replaced. However, we can use technology to level up ourselves.
Yes.
And don't be a robot, guys. It's the human touch that differentiates ourselves with technology. So you got to raise the bar and you got to have that personal touch. It sounds exhausting. How can you help us?
I love that. I love that. I'm going to give you some things to think about right now that help you automate a lot of these processes. We had Mark on our podcast, Real Estate versus Tech, which I have behind me. Mark is the founder and CEO of a company called Highnote. Has anyone heard about Highnote? If anyone's heard about Highnote, yes in the chat or give me a wave or something. So Highnote helps out automating your formal listing presentation, and it takes your formal listing presentation. I know one's provided through your broker and you pay a tech and desk fee through your local broker, but Highnote is an amazing tool that can automate your process as far as when you do a formal listing presentation. And you can also present listings on Highnote as well, which is huge. Another one is loom.com. Anyone know about loom.com? Raise a hand or put it in the chat. Loom.com. Anyone? What about BombBomb.com? BombBomb.com has been around for a long time. Okay. So Loom.com is the next level to BombBomb because you can record yourself. You can also record your screen or both. You could download that video or you could take that video and put it into an email, embed it with a thumbnail, just like BombBomb. It costs you $0. It's free. Highnote is like super cheap. It's like 20, 30 bucks a month. Loom is $0 a month. So those are two good tools. So automate your formal listing presentation, step up your game when you're submitting offers. Imagine submitting an offer using loom.com. What I do is I always use loom.com because it differentiates us and it gives you that personal touch, because I could take you into my office and what we're doing behind the scenes, and I could show you my face and you could feel my energy. I'm hoping doing a good job right now with that.
Definitely.
So those are two tools. Thank you. Those are two tools. And then, honestly, Instagram. There's no better tool that you could use to build the know, like, and trust factor than Instagram. Do your stories every single day. One of our clients who signed up with us the beginning of 2020, before the pandemic, she was doing stories. She wasn't consistent. She got consistent after 3 months. She got buy side, sell side lead. She got onto Reels. Reels is the next TikTok for Instagram. And I know that there's TikTok, and then there's Snapchat, and then there's Instagram, and then now there's YouTube Shorts, and there's all these things to use. Use one. Segment in 10, use one, get focused, maximize the one platform. My client hit 655,000 views with an Instagram Reel video. That was a 15-second video that she did. And it reached 600. How many call? You can't even call 655,000 people in what, a day, 2 weeks, a month, six? How long would it take you? Let alone sending out 655,000 mailers. So imagine being able to put out video content that can be around the area that you serve and also the ideal client that you like utilizing Instagram. And it costs you what? $0.
No kidding.
Because this is the one thing I want you all to really think about here. How much is your time worth? Because we can never get it back, right? And I want you to think about this. This is going to blow your mind. Think about your customer acquisition cost, okay? So if you're worth $250 an hour and your customer acquisition cost took you 30 days to get that buyer into contract, how many hours times how much you're worth per hour, divide that through your commission. And if you got a $2,000, $3,000 commission and you divided 10, 15, 20 hours in that commission, you're going to be like, oh my God, I made what, $10 an hour, $20 an hour with this buyer. So you really got to think about all of these things, because this is what's going to separate you in this world of real estate, because a lot of agents will then throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks and go all over the place and not understand that if they put together standard operating procedures, key performance indicators, they double down on the income producing activities, they looked at their customer acquisition time, and they actually gave themselves a value. Like, how much do you want to make? If you want to make $1 million a year, you got to do $83,333 a month, $19,230 a week, and $2,739 a day, right? If you want to make $250 an hour, how many transactions is that? And what can you do to then duplicate yourself? So Loom.com is great. High Note's great. There is a list. Maybe if you reach out to me personally, I can see if I can get you up on the top of the list. And then I would use your Instagram and stay consistent with your Instagram before I would ever say, hey, sign up for Liftoff. We can serve you, we can help you, we can do all this, that, and the other thing. Because if you can't do what you need to do on your own, I don't want your business, because you're going to waste my time and I waste your time, because you don't have the basic fundamentals down to look at your business like a business. Not that you're just some real estate professional who just doesn't want to work for someone who's just trying to get your next commission. It's that you're putting together a play-by-play playbook, just like if you watch sports, they have playbooks to have more success within your business and measurable success, because you can look at your likes, your followers, your connections, the views, the transactions. And then when you have your own website and you run ads, you can look at that analytics down the line, or some of you might be ready for that today.
I'm curious. Well, there was a lot there. So Loom.com, and get good on your Instagram. And what else? There's one more thing.
And High Note for automation.
I know. Check those out. Yeah, check those out, guys. Okay, I want to know 650,000 views. How did you help her go viral, or it was just whatever she did?
It was actually technically, so we are kind of like, we're like that voice and reason, right? This is what you need to do. This is what we'll help you with. Like, yeah, we'll build your brand around your target. We'll build your website, your lead pages around your ideal buyer, seller area that you serve, and set up your social media and run these ads and tell you the videos to film. But we're only 50% of the equation. So if you're not going to do the other 50%, like, and that's what she did. She just showed up. She went online. She did some research. She found other agents out there that were doing a really good job with what they were doing with their reels, and said, hey, there's something here. And so one big tip, and I don't follow this rule because I don't really like to follow what's there. I kind of want to lead by example and set an industry standard. And I got a bigger vision. But if you want quick, fast success, look at the trends, go on your Instagram, like right after we're done, go on your Instagram and just look at specifically the trends. Go to your reel. So at the bottom of your Instagram page, you'll see that there's like a little reel icon. Click on that and scroll through and see what's trending. If you duplicate what's trending, you'll go viral, because the algorithms are in that favor of those type of content. So basically I can go through my reel, here's a cat, and I can just look at all of the things that are going to come up. And it's just a button here at the bottom, and then you can see what's trending and then just duplicate that, what's already trending.
Interesting. Check out what's hot and do what's hot. It's an original idea.
Yeah, exactly. And then just twist it a little bit, right? Like you have your own swag, your own personality, the way that you'll do it. But there's one that I keep seeing over and over and over again. And I'm just like, oh my God, like how many people are going to reuse this same one? And a couple of them are the ones where anyone's seen this, the woman singing and the boyfriend or the husband's behind the scenes and the lips are moving on the boyfriend. That's a really popular one right now. This is a popular one, turning yourself into like a character So that's a very popular one as well.
Not even real estate related, Norm?
Not even real estate related. Because this is the thing. I'm going to give you your third book if you've been paying attention and writing down notes. Brand story. We all have a story. And how do we turn that into your brand, where then people are going to be a part of your brand and want to see you succeed because they see that you just had a baby girl, or you had a baby girl or a baby boy, or you just bought your first home, or you're inspired to buy a new car, but you're not quite there yet. Like, the more you can tie in your story and what you're dealing with and what you're going through, because everyone thinks to themselves like, oh, I don't want to share it. No. Like, it's personal. I don't need to put it out there. You have no idea how many people are struggling or trying to pay bills or trying to deal with whatever they're trying to deal with, and how people want to relate to others. So the more you can put your story out there, right, and actually add value, then they're going to tie into a great book, Brand Story, and then ties into the 7 Triggers to Yes. As you're filming content, you're doing a good job, you're adding value. And then the last book is The Compound Effect, which then will compound your interest for you to have more long-term success. I mean, I literally did a Loom video and was reaching out to the woman I told you about, Candy, who did 50 transactions in the first 12 months. I did a Loom video doing a digital audit back in December. And those efforts now became fruitful. And she's going to be a keynote speaker on our panel, or she's going to be a co-host on our event that we're doing, and all these things. It was just amazing. So those are the books, and those are the suggestions. And that's what I would do to maximize your Instagram.
Oh my goodness. So it really is about content. Be consistent. It'll start compounding. Now, I get this objection all the time from agents, and myself included. I do put myself out there, but not enough. And a lot of us don't want to see our own faces on screen. Do you ever get that objection? And how would you help them break that through?
At the end of the day, it ties into yourself. And when you think about self, you have to think about, like, you have to love yourself if anyone else is going to love you, right? You got to love your voice. You got to love your mannerisms. You got to love your face. So you got to love yourself if you want to have anyone else love you. And how you show up in this world is what you're going to get back. So if you're saying that I don't want something, I don't want something, I don't want something, I don't want something, you're going to get it. If you're saying I want something, I want something, I want something, I want something, you're going to get it, because you get what you want and what you don't want. Because whatever you put emotion behind and you reiterate and you make a goal and you turn it into a manifestation and you think about it every single day and envision where you want to go, it doesn't matter how you're going to get there. You're going to get there. You're going to have success. So if you say, hey, I want to go viral, I don't know how I'm going to do it. Well, I'm going to go viral. I'm going to go viral. I'm going to viral. And you just say it and say it and say it and say it and repeat and repeat and repeat. Like, all of these barriers to entry and these roadblocks that you have to get through are going to be dissipated, because you're going to be like, I don't care about that anymore. Because what's more important? My future, my legacy, my family, my financial, my wealth, my health, my abundance, my future self, who I'm aspiring to be, or the roadblocks that are dictating the outcome of my future successes because I can't get out of my own way.
Well, I'm inspired, and I think we could talk about this for another hour in terms of what you just talked about. That was so valuable. And guys, what's more important, looking good or not showing up, or actually achieving your goals? If you say, I don't want this, you're going to get exactly that. But if you say, I do want this, you're going to get exactly that as well. That was super valuable. Norman, I want to ask you this. A lot of agents ask me, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, to niche or not to niche as you start your real estate career?
A lot of real estate agents that first get into business have a lot of energy. And I met an agent, her name's Sydney, and she just signed up with us a little while back. We're part of the Tom Ferry Network and Ryan Serhant Network as well. A lot of referrals from Ryan Serhant. And she's one of Ryan Serhant's coaching clients. And so she's like, oh, I got a desk in my car and I write offers as I'm on the go and yada, 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 and so on and so forth. I'm like, oh, fantastic. That's great. You want to drive everywhere and you want to check out new places and you want to go to new restaurants and you want to live your life and you're single. Great. But what I've seen time in and time out over and over and over again, the most seasoned agents turn into area experts, which are authorities in specific markets. They work with a specific client type or demographic. You see a lot of luxury agents, 30 years plus in the business, because they get to a level of success where like attracts like, where they're attracting more like-minded people that are successful, that are now, that's the luxury side. And I rather personally walk out my home and know everyone in my neighborhood, because I've been walking out of my home. I just moved to this neighborhood about a year ago, this time last year. And I see all these empty nesters. And because I'm in this world, I'm like, man, empty nesters, like, I don't have my license. Maybe I should get licensed and just help all these empty nesters out in my neighborhood, because the demographic looks like something that I can take advantage of. I mean, that money can go into land. I can get also maybe some apartment complexes for myself and my family's future. You know, so it's those type of things, like niche down, and you'll have more success niching down. And people say, well, you know, I don't want people to not give me referrals because I only focus on one type of niche or whatever the case may be. It's better for someone to call you and ask you, can you work with me? I know you really specialize in this area or this type of client. Can you work with me or not? Gives you the option to say yes or no or referral.
Gotcha.
You still have the power.
Interesting. So as we start, obviously we're taking all types of business. You know, I want to do commercial. I want to do out of area. I'm willing to drive 2 hours to take a listing, take a buyer. But it's actually niching down would actually help you expand your business faster.
Remember what I said, customer acquisition cost? Your customer acquisition cost ties into 2 hours of driving, 1 hour there, 1 hour back, right? Standard operating procedures, key performance indicators, like how much is your time worth? It all ties back into what I said at the beginning.
Man, guys, if you're not listening, you should listen up. And that was Norm. Well, one of my biggest regrets when I first started is I would go everywhere. And right now, with my business 15 years later, I'm still everywhere. So I'm still spread thin. But thank God for my team, I can be able to service that. But if you are just starting out, guys, niche down, don't expand. Remember, the cost of acquisition matters. We have 3 minutes left. Norman, can you give us 2 tips to help us use technology and to be able to expand our businesses for the second half of 2021?
I would say, ask yourself the question, where are you going? And why are you going there? And why does it mean anything to you? And why would it mean something to someone else that wants to buy or sell with you? Because if you could tie that in and you could say, my aspirations is what? I want to give back. I want to do charity. I want to do philanthropy. I want to travel the world. I want to start legacy, whatever it is. Like, ask yourself, where am I going? Why am I going there? Get really behind the why. And then the rest will start to become more clear as you trust the process. And I would highly recommend everyone looks up Google local service. Google local service may or may not be available if you're international in Canada, but check it out. In the States, it's competing with Zillow. And our VP of growth up in Oregon, who's been with us for 3 years and now got his real estate license, he does investing and flips and what have you, got 4 deals off of it. And you pay after the deal transpires, and then you pay out of like your commission. I don't know exactly how it all works. We can't set it up for you. You have to do it yourself no matter what. So understand where you're going, deep dive into your why, let that be what is the fuel that fires you. Check out Google My Business, stay consistent, get on Instagram, get on Loom, get on High Note. I wish you all massive success.
Oh my goodness. Norm, I feel like, again, I could talk about this and talk to you for hours and hours. Thank you so much for all the value that you provided. And guys, how do we reach you? What's the best platform to reach you if we want coaching from you or we want to use your services? Yeah,
definitely. So just at Norman L. Kinsey III, or you can look me up on Google, NLK3. So capital NLK. You'll find a bunch of stuff on me at Liftoff Agent. You'll find that everywhere. And we have tons of free stuff. We give. So go to liftoffagent.com, free resources, explosive lead generation habits, 7 things that your website must have. We have I got 99 problems with Instagram isn't one course coming out very, very soon. A huge event coming out later this year. Real estate versus tech, interviewed over 90 episodes. Tsai was on it. Watch his episode. The guy is a powerhouse, and we're here to serve. There's lots of content. Get focused, and don't let your clients take you all over the place.
Absolutely, niche down, guys. Thank you, Norman. Everybody follow Norman on Instagram. All his content's phenomenal. Norman, thank you so much for today, and I'm sure we'll have you back soon. This is a lot of value today. Thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate y'all. Very transparent online. So anything I'm talking about here, you will definitely get online. And I just put the @ symbols in the chat. Thanks again, John. I really do appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Of course, of course.
John, thank you. Great.
No worries. Thank you. Thank you too. Take care, y'all. Have an amazing rest of your week.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.